Hi friends, Mindy here. I have a really quick process video for you today. This is for day 4 of By Invitation Only from Bythewell4god. I'm starting out in the envelope journal that I created, and I'm going to create a little bit of a background with this hem stamp. And I am using some brushed corduroy distress oxide ink, and I just put something, a little plastic sheet back behind there, and then I'm rubbing this on my hands just to get off any of the oils from that stamping this. And then I'm actually going to stamp this off onto a separate piece of paper so that when I go into my envelope, I'm really just kind of doing second generation, third generation stamping. I want this to be really, really subtle in the background. And you can see I'm not even using a stamp block or anything. I'm just kind of rolling the stamp around just to get a little bit of interest in the background for my page today. Not really worried if this is too clear. I wanted it to be really distressed looking, and most of it is actually going to get covered up. So I'm using one of these beautiful journaling cards that came with the kit in the goodie bag, and I had this like crochet doily that had been coffee dyed in my stash for a while. It's vintage, I believe, and so I'm going to use that as the backdrop for this little picture of this journaling card, but I wanted to add just a little bit of interest to it. So I'm using some foundry wax. This is in the color Statue, I believe, and just applying this around the card here with my finger, doing it very uneven and sketchy. I did this kind of to the cover of my journal actually, and I really just love how it looks together with the patina and everything of it. And then I decided to go around the actual envelope itself and do this same thing. So then I need to heat this up really quickly with my heat tool. This goes pretty quick. It doesn't take even as long as like embossing powders do. As soon as you kind of see it melt, you're done. And so I went around the envelope as well, and I was able to get all the way around all of the sides of that. And then I'm going to pull out these stickers. I love these stickers that look like the vintage lace kind of strips of washi. And I pulled out this one that has these beautiful kind of sepia roses on there. And I'm just running this down the left side just for a little bit of interest to the background and kind of to balance out that doily there on the right. I'm going to save that little piece that I cut off because I can use it somewhere else. And then we're just repositioning my doily, putting my little card there, and then I wanted to add one of the florals from the kit. You'll see that it kind of stands out a little bit because of the white that's on there, but we'll take care of that as well. Just kind of looking at the positioning of everything, and then I'm going to go around. I have already fussy cut this down, so I took off a lot of the white that was already on there, but I'm just going to go around with my archival ink in ground espresso and knock some of that white back just a little bit. It doesn't completely take it away, but it does knock it back just a little bit. And then I'm just working on the positioning of this here in this bottom corner, and I'm once I have it kind of where I think I'm going to want it, I'm going to pull out some of my art glitter glue here and just glue those two pieces together, just so that I make sure that when I replace this after I glue down the doily, that everything's going to go exactly where I want it to go. And then I'm going to set that off to the side, and I'm going to use some Helmar 450 quick dry. I was going to use my my Fabri-Tac glue, and it was just being really strange, but so was this glue. I think it's probably time for me to get some new adhesives, but I did manage to get this glued down. I just kind of added the glue to the more condensed parts of the doily, if that makes sense, where there's more crocheting. That way the glue wouldn't seep through. And then I went ahead and added that same glue to the back of the card and the die cut, so that it will kind of, because it's a thicker glue, it'll kind of seep down into the doily, and I'll know that it's going to be really secured. And then I added just a little bit of foam tape over there on the left side where that die cut kind of hangs off of the doily, just to try to keep everything pretty even. And then moving on to the back side, I'm tucking my notes in here. I have one of the postcard journaling cards that has some scripture on it, and then of course all of the flashcards that have all the verses written out on them, and just tucking everything into my little envelope here. And then I'm going to use the title starter for this day, and I've just been putting those on the back of the envelope so I know which day I'm working on. And then this paper actually had some information on it that were the verses for this day, like specifically the ones in Romans, and so I'm actually going to cut this right out of this pattern paper and use this as the closure for my little envelope. So I trimmed it straight out of the paper pack. I'm going to go ahead and distress around the edges, but I first decided to round the corners just to give it a more finished and polished look. And then I will go back around with that same ground espresso just to do the edges of this. And then I will add a little bit of glue down to only the bottom half of this so that my envelope will close back behind it. We'll just kind of keep it closed there. And that's going to be it. Super simple day for me today. But I just wanted to share this with you. If you have any questions, feel free to leave them down below. If you like this video, I would really appreciate it if you gave it a thumbs up. Subscribe to my channel if you haven't already. And until next time, bye.